The DJI Osmo Pocket 4 Pro has been generating a lot of buzz. But as more creators get their hands on it, a clearer picture is starting to form. One that goes beyond the polished marketing videos and spec sheets. Early buyers, reviewers, and hands-on testers have started sharing what it's actually like to use this camera day to day. And while plenty of them are impressed, many have also run into real limitations that DJI hasn't exactly put front and center. This video breaks down what those users are actually experiencing. First, there's the obvious issue. Most people outside China can't even buy one yet. The Pocket 4 Pro is currently exclusive to the Chinese market, and for creators in the US especially, the situation is frustrating. Regulatory restrictions mean DJI hasn't been able to offer a wide release, leaving interested buyers with two options: import one from China or wait. Some are already looking at alternatives. One that's getting attention is the upcoming Extreme 2 Pro, expected to launch in Q3 2026 at under $700. It takes a similar dual lens approach and adds its own perks: a flip screen on both sides, a side-mounted USB-C port, and a built-in tripod thread. Whether it can match the Pocket 4P's image quality remains to be seen, but it's giving impatient buyers something to consider. For those who do manage to get one, the first thing many notice is what the camera doesn't have: weather sealing. There's no meaningful water or dust resistance here. Creators taking it outdoors in rainy or dusty conditions are learning to be careful, because one wet shoot could spell trouble. For a camera positioned as a versatile on-the-go device, that's a gap some users weren't expecting. Vertical video is another area where the experience hasn't quite matched expectations. The Pocket 4P doesn't physically rotate its sensor to shoot vertically. Instead, it crops into the image, which drops vertical recording down to 3K resolution, maxing out at 60 frames per second. For creators building content for social platforms, that crop is something they're having to factor into their workflow. The dual camera setup is the Pocket 4P's biggest selling point, but it's also where things get more complicated. The main camera is genuinely impressive. It uses a 1-inch sensor, features DJI's low-fick technology, and supports the new D-Log 2 color profile, giving it a claimed 17 stops of dynamic range. For videographers who know how to work with log footage, this is a powerful tool. The telephoto camera, though, is a different story. It uses a smaller sensor and only supports standard D-Log, not D-Log 2. On paper, that might sound like a minor difference. In practice, creators cutting between the two lenses are noticing it. The color rendering doesn't always match. The noise characteristics are different. The dynamic range isn't on the same level. And the grading flexibility isn't equal between the two. When someone's building a final edit, those inconsistencies add up and require extra time to fix and post. D-Log 2 itself is also still new, which means the color management tools and LUT options that editors rely on aren't as developed yet, adding another layer of complexity for anyone trying to put together a polished final product. On paper, DJI's telephoto hardware looks strong, but several reviewers tested it against the Insta360 Luna Ultra, and the results were surprising. In standard shooting modes, the Luna Ultra's 3x telephoto lens was actually capturing more visible fine detail than the Pocket 4P's equivalent. DJI closes the gap significantly when both cameras are shooting in log mode, but it's a reminder that spec sheets don't always reflect real-world performance. There's also another limitation with the telephoto lens that product and food creators are running into. The minimum focusing distance is longer than expected. Get too close to a subject, and the camera struggles to lock focus. It starts hunting. Users end up having to pull the camera back further than they'd like, which changes the shot entirely. For tabletop content, close-up B-roll, or food videos, that's a genuine problem. What's becoming clear from real-world use is that the Pocket 4P's strengths and weaknesses are closely tied together. The image quality is genuinely excellent, but getting the most out of it means shooting D-Log 2 and committing to color grading. Skipping that step means the standard color profile can look noticeably flat compared to competitors like the Luna Ultra, which benefits from Leica color science straight out of the camera. The dual camera setup opens up creative options, but it also makes post-production more complicated, especially when the two lenses don't behave the same way. Where users aren't complaining is stabilization. The Pocket 4P's gimbal performance is still considered class-leading. Active track works impressively well. The slow-motion capabilities are strong, and as a complete imaging system, it remains one of the most capable pocket cameras ever built. The creators who are happiest with the Pocket 4P tend to share a few things in common. They're comfortable with log workflows. They're shooting in controlled environments. They care deeply about image quality and are willing to put in post-production time to get there. For those users, the trade-offs are manageable, and the results speak for themselves. But for creators who want strong colors straight out of the camera, more flexibility when shooting close-up, and a simpler editing process, many are finding that alternatives like the Insta360 Luna Ultra are worth a serious look. The Pocket 4 Pro isn't a flawed camera. It's a capable one, with specific strengths, specific weaknesses, and a learning curve that not every buyer is prepared for.